Scorpio, nar, nar. Like, I really just had y'all bent because why did I call this a let me hype you up reading and then I didn't even hype y'all up? I feel like I was trying to, but like for some reason I just kept tapping into that other energy because that Pisces energy kept popping up and it was kind of throwing me off. So I'm sorry, but y'all, I have to do another video for y'all. What is it called? Another round of applause, something like that. Standing ovation. What is it called? I feel like when you walk into the room, Scorpio, people just they want to start clapping, like they want to give you a round of applause, because the way that they may feel when they see you walk in the room, they just like, wow, it's giving Beyonce in Dubai. It's giving. Oh. All right, so basically, I just made the last video a continuation of part 2 for Aquarius season. So I'm gonna have you up Scorpio, but actually, I probably should start with the tarot first instead of the cartomancy cards because I feel like it threw me off when I was trying to hype y'all up. So I'm gonna hype y'all up, and then I might even pull some signs. Yeah, actually, let me hype y'all up. Let's hype up Scorpios. So Scorpios, oh, this is what I wanted to say. So with the hair on the table, I feel like y'all notice the smallest things about like it could be y'all notice like the finest details that most people don't even pay attention to, because it's not like they're hard to see. It's just that people don't care enough to try to make things look neat, not necessarily clean, but they don't work hard enough to try to make things clean that it's like. And that probably bothers you because you have an eye. You have a good eye. And oh no, too many. So y'all have a good eye, and you know how to say, you know how to like say what works and what doesn't work. Like a lot of times people will try to make that happen, and you're just like, I'm gonna ask you to log off, sweetie, because it don't be hidden the way it don't eat the way that people be thinking it's gonna eat. And you be there to tell them, like, you really know how to say what needs to be said. You know how to handle things, and you know how to get things handled, even though that's the same thing. But it's like you don't put your work is not sloppy. Like you don't just put out anything. Like you're not just gonna put out something that's subpar. And a lot of people are okay with putting out subpar work, but not you, Scorpio. You feel like, no, like this is a reflection of me, and don't let nobody make you feel like, oh, you should just do this, or you should just do that, or you should just, like I was saying in the last reading, like people be trying to tell you, oh, you should do this and that. No, like, and then also like people be trying, okay, how can I say this? Scorpio. You not for bullshit. Like people be out here trying to like really put on a facade. But like Scorpio, when you be noticing, when you be seeing through people, like, cause people be trying to hide in secret, but you see through it, and like somebody will really try to make you feel like that you're the bad guy because you simply don't believe the nonsense and falseness that someone's putting out. And people will literally gaslight you for that. And I say gaslight them back because too many times do people try to like negate y'all intuition, or even if it ain't even just simply intuition, it's just straight facts. People trying to make it seem like you're tripping because you're the one who was able to not only notice it, but you said it. Because like aside from the intuitive part, because there's no water cards here, so like aside from the intuitive part, it just be common sense. Like it be just straight up logic, basic black and white. 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, and like people be trying to make 2 + 4 = 11, and it don't even make sense. And you be like, make it make sense, and now you're the bad guy. So I would say, Scorpio, keep standing in your power. You continue to stand up for people who don't get the recognition that they deserve. And for you, Scorpio, you don't need anybody to tell you that you that girl. You know, you don't need anybody to like, I know sometimes it's good to hear, like you want to hear those words of validation, but you don't really need it for anybody. And for the people who don't be wanting to give it to you, like those be low-key your silent haters, and you know that. And so let that just be a sign to you that you're doing something right, because people don't even want to tell you like when you're doing good, you know. But like the haters anyway. So while my Scorpio friend just texted me, so that's confirmation. The Hangman, here goes this Pisces energy again. So I feel like y'all have a really good imagination. So like y'all probably dress really well, or the way that you work, like you have like a way of doing things that is so like out of this world. But you also know how to like, you're not quick to just hurry up and go do something just because other people are talking about it or other people are doing it. And because you're the one who might like, if so many people are talking about something, most likely you'll be the one to just be like, I'm not going to do it just simply for the fact that everybody's talking about it. And like that's lame, because a part of you knows that most likely something is going to happen anyway, and it's not even going to be the vibes that people think it's going to be, like I said before. And you just don't even want to be a part of that energy, and people hate that because they feel like you're just being stuck up or snobbish, when in reality you just know how to like protect your energy from people who just are not real. Like they're not, like, since those people are not real, they're not even on your wavelength anyway, so you're just like, you guys don't even deserve my presence, because I'm on a different type of wave that y'all will never even understand. Like you'll never even be anywhere near the ocean that creates these waves, because this is exclusive. And it can come off, like I said, stuck up to other people, but those are just people who are like living in their shadow energy, and they're not evolved, and they don't really want to have any type of self identity. They just want to go along with what everybody else is going along with. Um, so let's see. The Hangman, Seven Swords reversed. So you have the ability to help people like understand the truth. Like if some people are living in an illusion, you basically, like I was saying in the last reading too, if you haven't watched that, then you probably should go watch it, the part 2 reading for Scorpio for Aquarius season. Like let me try to think of how I can say this. You know how to make untraditional things seem cool to people, like because they're so unconventional, people may not get them. Like they're probably too futuristic for most people to understand. But like the way you make it look is so ethereal, and the next thing you know, everybody's copying you. Like everybody wanna come and pick your food out, like Nicki Minaj say. They wanna come and pick your food out. They wanna take what it is that you have, and then like I feel like you're a well-rounded individual. Like you got a little bit of spice, you got a little bit of sugar, you got a little bit of everything nice, but then on top of that, like you got it all wrapped up in a pretty bow. And everybody just wants a piece of Scorpio. Like everybody just wants that. But the thing is, everybody can't handle that energy. And on top of that, like you're not for everybody anyway. And although lots of people may desire you, they just don't have the like they don't have it to deal with you. Like it's not even dealing, it's just that it's not in their, like this is not the timeline for them to try to be tapped into your energy. Like this is not for you, babes. Like this is not for you, what you want. And that's cool, but you know sometimes people probably feel a way about it because you're very selfish with your energy, as you should be. But you teach people how to be selfish with their energy too, because then like you literally make people realize how like they're too accepting. Oh my god, am I recording? I am. But you like remind people how they're like too accepting of like stupid things in a good way. And it just makes people really evaluate their life like, wow, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. What number? 2? Karmic. Um, okay, clarify karmic. Oh, Taurus. Karmic, yes. So okay, with karmic, with Taurus being your opposite energy and it being number 2 coming out, because I've seen 2 twice, and it coming out in reverse, with it being your opposite energy, like I said, that makes me feel like you, sometimes people be stuck in their ways, and when they see you, it like kind of gives them the inspiration and motivation they need to like for example, people could probably come to work like not, they don't dress up and they don't be, they just try to hurry go to work, do their job and go home. But when they see you, like you being at work makes work fun. But it also, like, then the next day you'll notice that, like, one day you may notice people looking at you, and then the next week you may notice those same people like sitting a little bit closer to you at lunchtime, or trying to be sitting the same place that you sit in at lunchtime. And then the week after that you might notice that They be looking at your food and they might even ask you, what is it that you're eating? Like people even want to eat the same stuff as you, Scorpio. Like they'll be like, what is it that you're eating? Next thing you know, they trying to get the same stuff. Next thing you know, they trying to ask, can they eat with you at lunch? And now they're asking you all these questions and they still staring at you from a distance because you're so mysterious. And they just want to know, like, what is it about you? Like, you're so cool, girl. You're a cool girl. And it's like you just have everything together, and people want to have it together like you. Like they want to feel like I have the energy and the confidence to come to work every day looking like my best self, or and being and looking like your best self doesn't mean that you necessarily have to dress up, but it's the way that you do it that makes other people feel like I should be doing that. Like I deserve to put time and energy into myself and look like the best version of myself, because your day is going to be reflected of how much time and energy you put into yourself. Like if you wake up in the morning and you go and you pray and you do your affirmations, or if you just wake up in the morning and you talk to God and then you do your affirmations and then you do your, you might look in the mirror and hype yourself up, and you might, even if you don't wear makeup, you might just be like, okay, I'm gonna use a nice face wash today. I'm gonna put on a nice perfume. I'm gonna get a nice scented different type of deodorant, different type of lotion, and you switch it up, and next thing you know, people are asking you like the littlest things about yourself, like what deodorant do you wear, what nail salon do you go to? Because that's the energy that you exude, like that's the energy that you ooze. And especially if you're a woman, like you have really really like sensual, feminine, like cutesy energy, like very very, it doesn't even have to be like girly, but it can just be very feminine, very soft, very like, ooh, like the big curls and the color and just the sensualness, like. And even on the days that you don't dress up, it's just like your energy in itself. Like people can tell that you put a lot of time into yourself and that you love yourself. And that can trigger a lot of people who don't do that about themselves, because then they can look at you like you're superficial, like, oh, you're just trying to get attention. But it's just like, no, baby, you feel like I need attention and that's why you're giving it to me right now. So with the karmic Taurus energy, I'm getting that you could attract a lot of like earth signs, or you can attract a lot of like your opposite signs, or like even other fixed signs, and they can look at like, okay, so, okay, let me think about this for a second. And yes, I did spell Taurus wrong. And what about it? Like, that's the thing about it. Like, people will try to find little things that you do and be like, oh, well, that isn't right. Or this, you should have did this. And you're just like, no, baby, the way that I did it is how I did it. And it's going to stay like that because I run this. I'm the trillest bit. Who want to dispute? Who want to prove me wrong? Which I want to get cute. You feel me? Like, you don't have time to listen to what other people, like their negative things that they have to say. It's like, thank you, next, come again. Like, people literally be frogs and they just be mad because they're frogs and you're the princess and they want a kiss from you the whole time. Like they really have a low-key crush on you and they can't admit it. They don't even have to be like the opposite gender. They can literally be the same gender and they feel like, oh my god, girl crush. Okay, so back to the Taurus energy. This will help me. Okay, so Taurus in a Scorpio reading. So like sometimes I feel like, because people, like sometimes people live very boring mundane lives, and you are just such a breath of fresh air. Like they've never met anyone like you. Like they almost didn't think that it was possible to be as cool as you are, or like it's just like you make people question their whole life. Like you kind of probably make people have an ego death because they meet you and they're like, I never seen this before, and it's just so new to them that they can't handle it. It's too overwhelming for them to handle the idea that they have been living basically such a lame life and it's all their fault. Okay, this song reminded me of you. You probably have a really good voice too. Like, not even if you sing, you probably just have a really nice voice, kind of like Beyonce, how she has that like husky voice. Um, People really like want to take care of you, and or you like even make men soft. Like you probably make men um like want to be babied by you. Like the toughest men, you have the ability to like charm them like a snake charmer, if you know what I mean. Like you got that touch. You can make people at work feel like, yeah, you can make men like if you're a female, and then you don't have, it doesn't, the genders don't matter, but I'm just getting a lot of feminine energy from this pod. Like you can even be a masculine and you can just be really tapped into your sensual and seductive quality. But you have the ability to seduce people without even trying. Like you could have no makeup on, not be dressed up, not even opening your mouth, and you just ooze seduction and sensualness and that feminine energy that people are just like, I want to have a baby with her, or I want my babies to look like her, like, or people like you probably have this cute, like you probably dress like really like coquette, like a doll, like you might wear bows or ribbons, or you might wear your hair up in like ponytails, or like yeah, like buns and ponytails. And people, if they have daughters, they like, I want my daughter to look like her when she get older. Like people really look up to you and they want like you to be an idol for their kids. So like you probably could be like a tutor for young girls, or like a teacher for young girls, or like have like a dance class or something for young girls. Okay, so you I'm trying to say here, you stand up to people and you don't have a problem standing up to people. Like you're not the type to argue, but one thing about it is you're not just gonna sit back and be quiet when you like people bullshit. Like because people really be on that, and you're not the one. Like you, even if they're not talking to you, you're not just gonna simply have that peasant energy around you, and you just have to say something. And that's why people end up inadvertently like wanting to be your friend, because they feel like you can save them. Like people want to be saved like by you. Like people will probably, like the more that they are around you, especially if this is work, like people will put themselves into situations in order to ask you for help and be like, what do you think about this? Like they just want to ask your opinion about simple stuff. Like you could be, they could be on the computer typing an email and be like, should I say it like this, or how do you think about this? Like they don't even want advice. Like they just simply want you to stand next to them, so that way maybe they can get close enough to you to smell your perfume, or to maybe look at what your eyeshadow looks like up close, or what color your glasses are. Are they green or are they blue? You can't really tell from a distance, but if you stand close enough to me, I can look at it and think about it. And so I'm thinking like with that Pisces energy, like people like to dream about you or daydream about you to make time go past. Like you're their ideal girl, like you're their ideal person, you're very ideal for their mind. Like you allow time to go by quicker, and or sometimes people just realize that they spend all day thinking about you. Like they can even spend all day on your Instagram or your social media just looking at pictures of you and be like, oh, this look is cute, screenshot. Oh, this was cute how she did that, screenshot. And then like they have completely studied your entire social media, and next thing you know, you pop out with a completely different like aesthetic, and now they're just like, oh my god, like it kind of like throws them for a loop. Like it's kind of like back on the day when Rihanna used to be in like magazine covers and she started to have like a certain aesthetic, and then she came out with a completely different look. Like maybe she went from the short hair to the red hair or vice versa, and they're like, oh my god, like people are just so blown away by how you look. They're just so surprised like that you're a real person, because people feel like you should be famous, or like it's like people want to gatekeep you, but they feel like at the same time they wish other people knew about you, so that they kind of could talk about you more and they wouldn't seem like a stalker because you're just a normal person that they probably just know in passing. But if you were famous, they would literally be a stand for you, or like you're one of your fans, and talk about you all the time. Like they would even create a fan page of you. Like they probably feel like there's pictures of you like that you post on your story that should be dedicated to a whole Instagram page of you, because you're just like people are even probably thinking like you should, can you pick out my clothes for me, or like can you help me figure out my outfits for the week? I just had to drink some water. So I feel like people are so thirsty for you. Like people want to be thirsty for you. They want to be like they want to be fueled by you. Like people feel like there's no sun in the world but you. Oof, so poetic. Like you, it's kind of like with you being a water sign and water being over emotions and intuition, and then like with this fire energy being over passion, like people like you're literally people's muse. Like people feel like whenever you're not around, everything's dark and gloomy and gray, but then as soon as you come around, like you're the star in the sun that lights up the night sky. Like you are literally the sun. Like your light is so bright, and they're just like, who is this? Like they want to know who your parents are, just simply for the fact that they're like, how were two people able to create someone that's so ethereal? Like you literally, like you're not real. Like people, that's why sometimes people may not take you seriously if they don't, because they feel like you're not real. Like they literally look at you like you're like you know how like they say Pisces can disassociate, or like you know like okay, so if Pisces disassociate, let's say for example you can create an imaginary friend. Like you're people's real life imaginary friend. Like these people may not even be your friends. These people probably don't even talk to you. You probably notice them staring at you all the time. They probably don't even talk to you, but they are literally having whole relationships and conversations with you in their head. um, okay, so let me get you one last message to hype you up, Scorpions. Okay. Um, you guys also probably smell really nice. You probably smell like fruit. You probably like really like aesthetic, pretty stuff. Um, what's this say? I'm on Ra, miracle creation. Yeah, like you literally have the ability to create the best things out of the littlest resources. Like where other people might be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, are people? The question you might get all the time is, how did you do that? Or where did you get that from? Or why did you do that? But it's not like out of a sense of judgment. They really just genuinely want to know because they don't think like you. Like you think so differently than other people. You think out of this world. Like you have a star seed brain. For the people that are watching this, not all Scorpios, just for my Scorpios that are watching this video. And you don't even have to be a Scorpio sun. You're probably let's see. Your Venus could probably be in Scorpio, or you could be a Scorpio rising, like myself, or you could have Scorpio in the first or 10th house, or the Scorpio in the second house, which would make you a Libra rising, also like myself. Yeah, so you're probably like really pretty too. Like people are probably scared to talk to you because you're so pretty. Like you have a lot of secret admirers, honestly. And some of them could be like people okay, this is trigger warning. This could be like people who are married or like older people, like people much older than you who might think like if you're in your 20s, people probably think, or no, actually, it doesn't matter how old you are. I was just using that example because I know like my followers are all ages, but my subscribers, excuse me. You probably attract people that are like people probably assume you're like 5 to 10 younger years younger than how you are, and then you end up attracting people who are probably like 10 to 15 years older than how you are, because you just exude the most feminine energy and it's like most primordial states, and so like you make people want to you make people like want to dance, want to be creative, want to be fun, want to laugh and have like you make people feel soft, and you make people want to be in feminine energy too, where they can just be soft and just natural, because a lot of times like with life and work and corporate world or whatever, things get too rigid and strict and there's so many rules, and when people are around you, you just make them feel comfortable, like they can just be themselves and they don't have to be that way all the time. Like, just who was it that said that just because, like, it's one thing to be professional, but who said that professionalism had to be dry and boring? And you're not the one going around telling people professionalism doesn't have to be like it's just the energy that you carry, and it makes people soften up and not be so like sharp around the edges. And yeah, Scorpio, so you guys were my first Let Me Hype You Up reading. So I really pray that you enjoy this reading and just let me know what you thought about it or whatever. And we're going to get more into it. And if I get enough Scorpios who watch this and like this, then I'll definitely be taking suggestions for you guys, because I'm tapping into the energy specifically. Like I was guided to do Scorpio after I did Capricorn. And then I was guided to do 2 more readings for you guys, which I literally just bust down. So that's just letting me know that I have a lot of Scorpio energy on my channel. I myself have a lot of Scorpio energy as well. I'm not a Scorpio sun, but I do have a lot of Scorpio energy. So I'm feeling it, and I will continue to tap in this energy for you. And until next time, just make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. And ciao, my loves.